Welcome to Drive's first drive in South Australia. Now, I know what you're thinking, this isn't a car and I look like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but this is actually the end of my journey and I've had such an adventure. So let's take it back to the very beginning so you can find out how I ended up here in the middle of a sand dune on an electric bike.
I've been sleeping in my bed, sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed.
The starting point looks a tad different. From the sand dunes of Kangaroo Island to the white sand of Aldinga Beach, I'm about to head off on a drive through stunning South Australia. And while my journey starts in Adelaide, it won't end here. This place is renowned for its wineries and beautiful beaches. But here at Drive, we like to go a little bit off course. So the place that we're heading to is probably a bit more unexpected. I'm sure you've all heard of Kangaroo Island, but what's there, besides for kangaroos? More importantly, what's the drive like? And how do you get there? We're going to show you. Oh, and unlike other places, here you can bring your car all the way up onto the sand. This particular Kia Niro is the range-topping GT line, meaning it's packed with even more. More tech, more safety, more range. The little Niro can travel up to 460 kilometres on a single charge. Under the skin lies a 64.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack, mated with a front-mounted motor, making 150 kilowatts and 255 newton metres. While the Niro may be small, there are a stack of features in this range-topping model. It gets seat heating, front relaxation chairs, which will no doubt be getting a workout on one of our stops, a panoramic sunroof, LED interior lighting, an 8-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, and for the first time in a Kia, Kia Connect, which I'll tell you more about later. After taking in the stunning views of Aldinga Beach, we hit the road and make our way down to Cape Jervis. This part of South Australia is called the Fleurieu Peninsula, named after a French explorer and oceanographer. Like a lot of this part of South Australia, the area is famous for its wines. From the Cape, we have a short ferry ride over to our main destination, Kangaroo Island. Here, we'll drive to the famous Cape de Coidic Road and take in some incredible sights as we venture to the must-see adventure playground of Avon Bay. While it's beautiful here, you've already heard of the busy schedule ahead, so it's a must to refuel before we hit the road. Not that kind of refuel though, this one. When you're out on the road, you never know how long it's going to be between good coffees, so why not BYO? Now that I'm fueled up and I know that I'm fully charged, it's time to get to Cape Jervis, my very first stop, which is only about 70 kilometres from where I am now. Now I know that it's an easy and very pretty drive, plus we're in Adelaide, so I doubt there'll be much traffic. Adelaide is known for its vibrant city life, arts, music, wine, multicultural food, and many annual festivals. In 2001, it was crowned the most livable city in the world and has been labelled one of the world's most friendliest cities. Plus, is also referred to as a city of churches. That's because religious tolerance was one of the founding pillars in this city. The state's capital quickly became known for its religious freedom during the early days. So when you drive through the streets, be sure to take in the stunning historic churches and cathedrals. And here's yet another title. It's nicknamed the 20-minute city, as Adelaide is one of the easiest cities to venture around. say I've been to Adelaide a bunch of times and I've always been sitting in the passenger seat, never really looked out the window and taken in all of its beauty, but sitting in the driver's seat, I certainly have been paying attention. This drive down to the Cape has been the perfect mixture of coast and country, and you know what? This is only the beginning. I cannot wait to see what we've got ahead of us. Being in Adelaide, yes, you're spoilt for choice with things to do, but I've already told you we're heading to Kangaroo Island, which I've heard about, but I don't really know much about. At least now I know how to get there. So we're taking the ferry and we're about halfway now to Cape Jervis, and it will be good to take my foot off the pedal and put my feet up for some time. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this Kia. One of the headline features I want to talk about is safety. Kia has gone in a really strong direction in terms of their safety proposition. Now in this Niro, the second generation, it gets even more. So you know that when you're buying this car, you get ample safety features, standard safety features from the entry level, and then some in this GT line.
You are shining, shining, it seems so that your life you'll find it.
Obviously out on the open road, the adaptive cruise control is getting a good workout. One thing that I really like about Kia's is their driver attention warning. So it obviously shows you between low and high if you are paying attention, but something that's really good on a road trip is that it will tell you when your last break was. So it's a good reminder to tell you whether you need to be pulling over and having a bit of a rest, and that's exactly what we're about to do. I've arrived at Cape Jervis ready for SeaLink, which is a 45-minute ferry ride to Kangaroo Island. Now you can fly, but this way I've got my vehicle ready to carve up some incredible driving roads once I reach the other side. SeaLink operates daily depending on seasonal capacity requirements, but you should book ahead, especially during the busier months. So, just a hop, skip and a jump and we're on Kangaroo Island. As the saying goes, just over the water, but a whole world away. Kangaroo Island is known for its native bushland, stunning beaches, divine sunsets, wildlife and adventure. It contains 509 kilometres of coastline, is 155 kilometres from east to west coast, and has roughly 1,600 kilometres of sealed and unsealed roads. Kangaroo Island is Australia's third largest island, after Tasmania and Melville Island, and has a population of around 4,700 people. We're settling in for the night at Kings Cote, South Australia's oldest European settlement and the island's largest town. Better get some rest because tomorrow the schedule is full and the roads are action-packed. I'm up early because I've got such a huge day ahead. Thankfully, I have access to good coffee. I knew that this would come in handy. Now, while I'm drinking my morning coffee, I can check in on Kia Connect. This is the very first time that a Kia has had this feature, which means that I can check in on my car without even having to move from my room. So I can set my climate control, pop my steering wheel heating on, even defog my car. It is freezing here in Adelaide, so by the time I jump in, it will be nice and warm and I can be on my way.
Far and wide, I've searched for the coin in the mouth of a
So what is it like to drive through Kangaroo Island? Now, when you look at a map of this place, it really doesn't look like a huge network of roads, but it's so much larger than you may think. I mean, it's 7 times the size of Singapore.
With 10,000 talents, but all I've got is this fever heart. Burns like the sun, all the hearts that you won only go so far.
You really just have to come here to see it for yourself because so many things have surprised us. We've been on all kinds of roads, coastal roads, narrow roads, gravel roads, wide open roads, but it really is the scenery. You cannot take your eyes off all the greenery, the changing landscape, and of course, lots of kangaroos. One other thing is that as our trip has gone on, the sand has gotten whiter and the roads have gotten that much better.
10,000 reasons to stay or to leave me.
Unlike the Kia Sportage, this car has had a local suspension and steering tune. So you can really tell because it feels really refined, polished, and it's a really smooth drive. And I know that it's electric, yes, so it's quiet, but we've been over lots of coarser roads, gravel roads, and there's really not that much noise that reverberates into this cabin. So it is quite a silent drive. All these things make it a really comfortable, easy, and pleasant touring car. You may have seen this road on Instagram or iStock libraries before. This is Cape de Koidik Road. It's incredible. And people come here essentially to lie in the middle of the road and take photos, which obviously I'm not going to do. But seriously, now that we've seen the road, the question is, what does it lead to?
This special road lies within the Flinders Chase National Park. You'll have to pay a small entry fee, but it's well worth it, as you also get access to iconic tourist spots including Remarkable Rocks, Weir's Cove, Cape de Koidik Lighthouse, and Admiral's Arch, which, you guessed it, is our next stop. Admiral's Arch is an impressive and significant geological formation. There are plenty of viewing platforms and stairs to take in the breathtaking views, no matter which way you look. And the rock pools underneath the arch are a popular location for the seal pups to play, so keep an eye out for the cute creatures.
I've been waiting for the tides to change, for the waves to send you my way. I see you, darling, but you pixelate. It gets hard to take these days.
Driving around Kangaroo Island, there have been so many surprises and delights. I mean, I literally just saw a koala crawling along the side of the road. The roads themselves, well, you know, there haven't been twisty turnies, sweeping bends and hairpins. It doesn't need to be like that at all because they're pleasant to drive along, and it's the surrounds that you really appreciate, plus the reward at the end of each stop. So what's this Kia been like around Kangaroo Island? Well, certainly a comfortable and cosy drive, and it's all those niceties as well that are packed into this car that really help a long road trip. Seat heating, steering wheel heating. It's been absolutely freezing outside, but like a sauna in here. And then in terms of technology and connectivity, it's nice to know you've got a wireless charge pad, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, satellite navigation that all work seamlessly through Kia's brand new massive interface. Plus, any car that can make coffee for me on the go, well, that's just an added bonus.
Our final stint on this journey is to Vavon Bay, once voted Australia's best beach. Will I test out that theory? Well, it's the beginning of spring and 13 degrees, so absolutely not. I'll just have to take Google's word for it. But let me tell you, this place is beautiful.
It's like when you're far away from me, I get lost in the crowd. Because when I'm in
You've already seen me journey through South Australia in an electric vehicle, and the fact that I'm an adventurer, and in keeping with the theme, it was only fitting that I end up here in the middle of a sand dune on an electric bike. This should be fun.
A family-owned business since 2007, the Little Sahara Adventure Centre is dedicated to continually improving and providing the best eco-experiences possible. They have a range of hire equipment and guided tours available. And today, we have the dunes all to ourselves.
I'll take the long way round. Oh, I'll find my own way down. Oh, as I should.
The site today is approximately 2.5 square kilometres, around 4 kilometres from the coast, with the tallest dune at 70 metres above sea level. The electric fat bike tour is an unbelievably unique off-road experience.
And joking the way that we rust and breathe again.
Okay, so it may have been an e-bike, but I worked hard up those sand dunes, and I think I'll have some sore legs tomorrow. But I had an absolute ball. Fair to say that's probably the hardest work I'll do on this entire road trip.
Millions of hours become days. Your pictures that keep me awake. I was trying to find you, to see if the love was still the same. Visions of us that don't fade. We were holding on, hoping it don't break. But now that we're dancing, it's all coming back to me.
Well, with all the driving that I did, fair to say that I did a pretty good amount of exercise too. But I hate this time. That road behind me, I'll be hitting to head to the ferry. It's home time and also time to hand back the keys. That Kia certainly served me well. But if you are looking for an island driving holiday, make sure you consider Kangaroo Island. It's been absolutely magical. As I said earlier, a world away, but a world I could certainly get used to.
Leaving from Aldinga Beach, we hit the road and made our way down to Cape Jervis. From the Cape, we took a short ferry ride over to our main destination of Kangaroo Island. Here, we covered a lot of Kangaroo Island. From Kings Coast, we travelled to Flinders Chase, then drove down the stunning roads to Vavon Bay, ending the trip at Prospect Hill. Take note, if you are planning a trip to Kangaroo Island, charging infrastructure is only compatible with Type 1 charging sockets, so be sure to bring a cable that's compatible. For more information on pricing and specifications, head to drive.com.au. Plus, get all the details for this drive by scanning the QR code on your screen or visiting us online. Next week on the show, Trent's got an Akubra and the iconic Toyota Land Cruiser. It's a must-see adventure to the centre of New South Wales. That's next week on Drive.
Keen to see some of the roads we've already driven? Well, you can download the Roads by Porter app and perhaps tackle them yourself.